before we start, I would like to... Hello, everybody. Pretend like we're not here. I want to fix Will's focus. You didn't see anything. You're speaking so quietly that the noise gate isn't even working. All right. Hi, guys. It's us.
Yes.
Welcome.
Hello.
The WULFF DEN Podcast. It's been so long.
It has. It's been 2 whole weeks.
2 whole weeks. How you doing? How's everybody?
Unbelievable.
How's everybody doing? Hello.
Hey, there you go. It's
Hi.
the first time you're seeing us tonight.
Hi, it's us.
Hey.
Thanks for being here, everybody. Sorry we took a little break. And sorry, I forgot that I wasn't gonna be here, so I didn't say anything in the last podcast.
I forgot you weren't going to be here, and I knew that you were going to be away.
Yeah.
And I think it was on Tuesday, and I'm like, I don't think I have to do the show tonight.
Yeah. So anyway, hi. Thanks for being here. We got a lot of things to talk about today.
Yes.
Because we missed last week, but also because in the past couple of days, there have been a lot of game announcements.
Yes, we had Gamescom the week you were gone, and then just today, which is the main topic of the show, a Nintendo Indie World and Partner Direct. It was a double feature.
Yes, which is unprecedented,
Yes.
unheard of.
Yes.
Also, they always do a Nintendo Direct in September.
Mm-hmm.
People think this may have been in lieu of that.
Well, probably. I think, they made it explicitly clear that this was not going to be any Switch successor news in this. So a lot of people are thinking that maybe this was now, because in September there will be Switch successor news.
Yeah, it could be just an announcement only talking about the Switch successor.
Yeah.
It could be just like the announcement
Mhm.
drop. Or it could be nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be nothing. I think they might not have
It's
anything.
probably nothing.
I think that they're gonna really drag this out. I think that we probably won't hear about the new Switch for a bit.
Well,
And I think people are gonna be.
We do have news on like rumored Switch successor release.
Oh, I'm gonna move that up.
Yeah, because that was one of the things that would have been on last week's show had we done it.
Also, Nintendo Museum that dropped
Yes.
while I was away.
Yes.
We'll have to talk about that. And then there's a lot of other stuff.
There's a lot of other stuff. We got a good show.
We got a good
We
show.
got a
today.
good
We got
show
a
for you
great
tonight.
show. But first, before we get into that, we got Maj and Jameson, thanks for 28 months. No Nose Grease, thanks for the Prime. Will Wolf, damn it, thanks for the 33 months. Hey, Wolf Bros, do you think it's odd that Bob goes to England and then Oasis gets back together? I wonder if they were I didn't know this.
Yes.
I wonder if they were afraid that 2 other shouty brothers were muscling in their territory. Maybe they thought they needed to remind everyone what a real sibling rivalry looks like.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking questions. We had a very loud argument on the last show we did. You go to England, and all of a sudden, Liam and Noel Gallagher decide, hey, let's be Oasis again.
Right.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of questions that can be asked about this.
I know exactly what happened.
What happened.
They're running out of money.
Probably.
And they need more
Probably.
money. And this is the easiest way for everybody. What are they going to do? Get jobs?
Yeah, no, can't do that. I wouldn't recommend that.
Tomorrow, supposedly, Lincoln Park announcement.
Yes. Also, tomorrow is a Derek Whibley announcement.
Sub 41
Yes.
guy. Yeah,
Yes.
I did hear
They're
this on
not
TikTok.
related.
Well-
he has made it clear they have nothing to do with each other.
Oh, he did?
Yes.
Because I saw a TikTok that was like, they're definitely related. He's definitely sung with them before.
Yeah.
What a terrible day to do that announcement.
That
then.
would be bad. Yes.
I saw a compilation of different singers singing in Lincoln Park,
Yeah.
and I did not like him singing in
No.
Lincoln
Yeah.
Park. Anyway, where am I? 1995 Poppy, thanks for the 100 bits. Beats Forte, thanks for the 24 months. Congratulations, Bob. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, I got engaged
that happened
in London. Everybody in the chat's like, tell us the story. There's no story. There's a picture, and that's exactly what happened.
It involves a conveyor belt of cheese, and we'll let you decide what happened from there.
Yes, I put the ring on the conveyor belt of. So nobody knows that I went to a conveyor belt cheese place. Conveyor belt sushi, but instead of sushi, it's cheese.
Yes.
And I put the ring on the little conveyor belt, and I was like, "Nobody take it, please! Nobody take it, please!" No, that's not what happened. Willow Davis, thanks for the 100 bits. Lord Nora J, thanks for the 7 months. Welcome back, thank you so much.
And over on the YouTube, Farmer Gooch with $10.
Oh yeah.
Alex Weiss with $5. Mazel Tov Bobbers.
Thank you.
Anthony Mile with $5. You know, this reminds me of when my father left me as a young lad. Congratulations, Bob. Big man, woohoo.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. Anyway, let's get right. Let's dive right in. Where we got a Polygon article here with everything that happened in the Nintendo partner direct today. I was up bright and early. My God, my sleep schedule is normal now.
Yeah, I was gonna say you didn't get jet lagged. I
got whatever
corrected.
The opposite of jet lag is.
Corrected.
When I was in London, I was waking up early, which I was afraid.
Yeah,
because the time difference is so fucked.
Mm-hmm.
But I was waking up early every day. Now that I'm home, I'm still waking up early. Yeah. So I don't know what happened, but I woke up and I watched this direct as it was going on.
Wow.
Gotta say, what a underwhelming direct.
See, I don't know if I would necessarily say that. I think the indie world was like a mid indie world, but the partner direct had some interesting things.
I'm interested to see what you think was interesting.
Yeah.
So indie world gotta put our expectations in check.
Yeah.
It's indie games. We shouldn't expect too much out of it. Partner showcase, I guess, is similar, but I don't know. There's some big publisher stuff that's from not Nintendo that we could get excited about.
Yes.
So, let's see what we have.
All right, let's start at the top. We getting Tetris Forever. And the NES version of Tetris coming to Switch Online.
Yeah, that was another situation where I was shocked that we don't have it already.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Game Boy Tetris is on Switch Online, so like, why would you need 1,000 versions of Tetris?
Right.
However, Tetris Forever is a collection of classic Tetris games: Tetris, Hatris, Tetris 2, Super Bomb Bliss DX, and more. Tetris Time Warp is a new game that's included too that brings together Tetris battles from different eras. Tetris Time Warp does look cool because it's like 4 players and each player gets like a different version of Tetris throughout history.
That's kind of cool.
That's interesting.
This is cool. I mean, how many different ways can you play Tetris?
I know, like, that's the thing. Like, Tetris is like the game.
Tetris. Wait, it's like it's not like, okay, when you said Tetris Time Warp, it sounded like you were each playing a different Tetris game. This is just like an overlay.
Yeah, I mean, again, Tetris hasn't changed in 40 years.
Okay, all right.
So what you're seeing on Alan's screen, and this is cool, it actually includes a documentary series all about the creation of Tetris. It's made by Digital Eclipse, who did the Atari collection, which has like really nice documentary features and stuff. So that's really interesting. That's probably the reason to get this, is for like the behind the scenes stuff and the documentary stuff. Because otherwise, if you have Switch Online, just play Tetris there.
When I first saw it, I was a little excited because the first thing that they show, I don't know which Tetris this is, the first one that they show, but it looked like the arcade version.
Yes.
And I was like, are we getting arcade games in Nintendo Switch Online? Yeah. Because that's something we don't have yet. We don't have Nintendo arcade games. That would have been cool. But instead, we just get a million more Tetris games.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. Not that exciting.
And also, like we said, NES Tetris is coming to Switch Online. Yay. Star Overdrive. Speed into the unknown in Star Overdrive, battle and explore a vast world where creativity is key to overcoming challenges.
I mean, there's some cool hoverboarding.
Yeah.
So that could be cool.
Yeah. Everyone likes hoverboards.
Everyone likes hoverboards.
Yeah.
Next, we got
Goat Simulator 3, the second game in the series. It will surprise launch on Nintendo Switch on Tuesday. Wreak havoc on the world as the world's worst goat, and a physical version will come later this year.
We knew about this.
We knew about it, but we got a launch date for it.
Oh, yay. Yeah. This game actually doesn't look bad.
No.
I'm surprised because the last SpongeBob game that came to the Switch looked bad.
Yeah.
This one doesn't even have SpongeBob in it.
No, this is the Patrick Star game. It is a sandbox game where you play as Patrick Star, coming October 4th.
This is kind of cool. This seems kind of cool. I'm interested in it.
A SpongeBob game with effort put into it.
Wow.
What a world. Fitness Boxing 3, your personal trainer. On December 5th, you will be able to load up your Switch with your personal boxing coach. Jump into a single quick workout or build an exercise routine that fits your life. The new additions to the series include mitt drills to practice combos with your instructor and sit fit boxing to work up a sweat without leaving your seat. Ooh, that's for me because I don't like standing. Whether you're after a serious burn or just a bit of stretching, the intensity of your workout is up to you.
Don't we have this? Oh, this is 3.
This is the third one.
And now there's different hairstyle.
Oh, that's important.
Wow.
Yeah.
How exciting. All right,
Here
this
we go.
one, actually interesting. So we knew about Capcom Fighting Collection 1?
So Capcom Fighting Collection 1 has been out.
Oh, it's been out. Is that the Marvel vs. Capcom one?
No, because my friends got confused on this too.
Okay.
Capcom Fighting Collection 1 has been out for a while. It's all the Capcom fighting games that aren't Street Fighter.
I gotta fix my...
Okay. The Marvel vs. Capcom collection is a separate thing that has all of the Marvel vs. Capcom games in it. That actually got a release date in this direct, and that's coming in like 2 weeks to Switch.
Okay.
This is the Marvel Fighting Collection 2. These are other fighting games that Capcom has made that weren't in the original Capcom Fighting Collection. Follow?
Kind of.
So there's 3 Capcom Fighting Collections. There's Capcom Fighting Collection 1, Capcom Fighting Collection 2, and Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
Okay.
This is Capcom Fighting Collection 2.
Okay.
And
this is the first we're hearing of this.
Yes.
Okay.
This includes Capcom vs. SNK Millennium Fight 2000 Pro, Capcom vs. SNK 2 Mark of the Millennium 2001, Capcom Fighting Evolution, Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper, Project Justice, Plasma Sword Nightmare of Bilstein, and most importantly, Power Stone and Power Stone 2.
Yeah, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
Power Stone and Power Stone 2 Dreamcast games.
Yes.
They
classic games.
Last we saw of them was just a re-release on the PSP in 2006.
Yes.
That is it. This has only ever been on the Dreamcast and the PSP.
Yeah.
So seeing it acknowledged at all is great. Being able to purchase these games at all,
yes,
these in today's day and age, is amazing. So I'm very happy to see Power Stone be acknowledged.
Yes.
If you've never played Power Stone before, if you've ever wanted to play a Dreamcast game, this is one of the Dreamcast
This is the
games
one of
you should
yeah.
play. It's one of the best Dreamcast games. It is basically 3D Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
It's awesome. You get like an ultimate move. You get items and stuff that are very similar to the items that you would get in Smash
environment's
Brothers.
destructible and interactive. You can use the environment as a weapon. Yeah.
It's awesome. Yeah. Now, I'd imagine this has online because the other ones do.
It'll have online. It has like an art gallery and like behind the scenes stuff.
I'm very
music
interested
gallery.
to see how that would work with Power Stone.
Yeah,
playing Power Stone online.
I'm sure it'll be chaotic.
So one of the things with the last Capcom Fighting Collection is that it had a rollback netcode, which is like a thing that fighting game people like.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how that would work with Power Stone because you got 4 players.
Yeah.
So that might be weird. So yeah, that's good news.
Yeah.
Good news. We're getting a Dreamcast.
That's coming next year, 2025.
Okay. That's
so
fine.
yeah, I mean, and what's cool too is like you get it from Power Stone games and you have all these other like good fighting games with it. Street Fighter Alpha 3, those are good. SNK versus Capcom, people like those.
I would love to see Capcom do something more with Power Stone.
Yeah.
Do something more with Mega Man. They got a lot of IPs that just they don't touch anymore.
Yep. Speaking of which, Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, that got a date, September 12th, digitally, and the physical release will be November 22nd. Okay. So that's like 2 weeks away. We'll finally be able to play Marvel vs. Capcom again.
Right?
Yeah.
That's good news. I am a little interested in this. We do have it on Xbox.
We do. And that was a good version.
I feel a little burned by that because, right, I can't get that on my Series X.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah. And you still can't get it on your Series X because that collection's not coming to Xbox.
That's lame.
Lame. Antlier, Yumiya, The Alchemist of Memories, and The Envisioned Land.
Yep.
Nerd shit.
Yeah,
apparently this is a franchise. Good. Okay, good for them.
Never heard of
it's
this.
coming out 2025.
Have I heard of Atlier?
I have not. Atlier Yumiya is the series.
Atlier Yumiya.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I definitely haven't heard of anything Yumiya. Suikoden
1 and 2 HD remasters coming March 6th, 2025. Now I have heard of Suikoden. I've heard they're classics in the weeb game genre.
Yes. As you can imagine, every time we get a Nintendo Direct, a lot of weeb games. It's almost like they're a Japanese company.
And the weeb games don't start there because Dragon Quest III Remake has a release date now. It is November 14th. This year.
Apparently this is a big deal. There's like a new class they added or something.
Yeah, it's a full-on remake of it. HD 2D is what they're calling it.
I don't know anything.
I know that because Dragon Quest III is apparently a prequel, so they're going to release this and then they're going to release Dragon Quest 1 and 2 like next year.
Right.
To like complete the HD 2D remake.
Castlevania. Now this is cool because there are DS games.
These are the DS games. The Dominus collection will include Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin, and Order of Ecclesia. People really like these games. Okay. I don't know if they like them as much as the Game Boy Advance versions, but I do know they follow the same template. And Dawn of Sorrow is actually a sequel to Aria of Sorrow on the GBA.
This excites me only because I like that companies are being more open to putting DS games onto a single screen system.
Yes.
You know, like it's just because the DS has a weird screen layout doesn't mean that we can't play these games on modern screens. And this game really just has a map. So I guess that's kind of cool. So it gives you actually 3 screens. You have the main screen, and then you have the map, and then you also have your like start menu with like your stats and stuff. So I'd imagine, I've never played these games, but I'd imagine that the bottom screen would be, you would alternate between a map and the stats.
Yeah.
And in this case, they just give you all of it, which is kind of awesome.
And what's also cool is that it was announced in the Nintendo Direct, but it's available on other platforms. This will be on PlayStation, it's on Steam, and it's available now. Like you can just go buy it now. It's $25.
That's great
for these 3 games.
This is cool. I hope other companies move their DS games over to modern systems.
Yeah. Well, we saw it with the Battle Network games and the other Mega Man games, and now these games. So slowly but surely, we'll be able to figure out how to do DS games on other systems.
Good. Sid Meier's Civilization 7
coming to the Nintendo Switch on February 11th of next year.
I missed this one.
Yeah.
This got announced a little bit ago, but I don't know if it got announced for Switch.
Yeah, it was announced. I think this was announced recently because I remember there being a big to do about like the new Civilization game. I don't know. I'm not smart. I don't play the Civilization games.
I heard about it because we know somebody who worked on the marketing campaign.
Oh. Civilization 7 is making a bold changes to a familiar formula. Okay. Can you just cut to the chase. What's new? No? Okay. Thank you. Never mind.
But they did announce it. They did have a big announcement, but
yeah.
I don't know if they announced that it was the Switch version.
Right.
And this is actually showing footage of the Switch version.
Yes.
And it looks like a Switch version. Next, Tales of Graces F remastered.
For fuck. Lets you journey back to the world of Effian. Anywhere you are in the world on the Nintendo Switch. It is coming January 17th.
I thought that was a typo.
What, the F?
Tales of Graces, because a lowercase f just in the middle of the sentence.
Nope, that's the title.
Fucking hate all of this. My Sims Cozy Bundle.
This is the first Sims game on the Switch coming November 19th. It is basically EA's answer to Animal Crossing. That's their words.
This looks very bad. I saw My Sims and I was like, ooh, a Sims game. Hannah would love this. And then I saw it and I was like, never mind.
I think My Sims was like the version of Sims they released on Wii. Because like, remember, like a lot of companies would do like a Wii version of games and they'd always be like simplified.
I
and, like,
heard
casual.
of My Sims.
Yeah,
it's like they're kid friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Switch can handle regular Sims. Put regular Sims on there.
Yeah, I really do. Well, I don't. Maybe there's something. I mean, the Sims right now is just like 90 expansion packs.
Yeah, they've always been 90 expansion.
I don't know how that would work on the Switch because their business model, Nintendo might have some issues with
Their
the business model.
has always been like that. They would release The Sims, they would release like 30 expansion packs, and then The Sims 2, and then 30 expansion packs.
Well, now I think the game is full on free to play. And you just get expansion packs. They just shove all these expansion packs down your throat.
The game, The Sims 4 was moved to a free-to-play model in October of 2022, monetized by the purchase of various paid downloadable content. All right, well, again...
And it's, like, expensive to get all of the stuff. That's why I think it might be weird to put it on a console.
Right. But no, it's on PS4 and Xbox One.
How do they handle is that free to play on PS4 and Xbox One?
Oh, well, I'll go to the PlayStation Store.
Because like right now there's like a Sims launcher and you get all the shit and it all conglomerates in there.
Yeah, free.
Okay, they must have all of the expansion packs on there too.
Yeah, add-ons. Yeah, Sims 4 Digital Deluxe Upgrade $10. The Sims 4 City Living $40. The Sims 4 Get Dating Bundle $50.
Yep. And there's a bunch, right?
It just keeps going.
Yep.
and yet, Madden is still $70 every year.
Yeah. Yep. I don't get it. Luckily, not too hard to pirate.
Yeah.
With literally every expansion pack.
Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2 and Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Ruin are coming to the Switch this holiday season. Cool. Happy for you, Zoomers.
So happy for you.
And Gen Alpha. Rune Factory Guardians of Azuma will be released on the Switch in 2025, spring 2025. And then one more thing, Yakuza Kiwami is coming on October 24th of this year.
Now,
this was actually a big deal.
Yakuza,
yeah.
Yeah. The remake of the PlayStation 2 game.
Correct.
The PlayStation 3 remake of the PlayStation 2 game on the Switch now.
Yes, because this is the first Yakuza game on Switch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I understand the significance of it being the first Yakuza game on.
The creator of Yakuza even said, like, we don't know if we would ever be able to put our games on Switch because of, like, the Switch is, older hardware, not as powerful as the other stuff, and they found a way to do it.
Well, they found a way to put a PlayStation 3 game on the Switch.
Right.
I'm not impressed. I'm impressed that Yakuza is on the Switch at all, but of all of the games to put, I'm whelmed.
Actually, no, you're right. PS3 started on PS3.
I looked it up. Well, this is the PS2 game that was
remade. It's a PS2 game. Kiwami launched on the PS3 and the PS4. but it never came out on the PS3 outside of Japan. So it's only been a PS4 game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so remind me again why this was a great direct. Because
I didn't say great. I said good.
Well, people in the chat did. EPS 5000. Bob, the partner direct was great. He did say the word great.
There you go.
We found out about customization in Dragon Quest 3, the release date of Marvel vs. Capcom, the announcement of FC in 2025. What?
Football Club. The FIFA successor.
Was that in this?
Must have missed it. It might have been in like the montage.
Oh, okay. And a lot more. Well, where's the a lot more? Because nothing you said was exciting. Dragon Quest 3, okay. A customization in Dragon Quest 3. We already knew that game was happening.
Right.
You're getting a little more detail about it. Marvel vs. Capcom, I'm excited about. A release date, all right. Like, we already knew the game was happening.
Right, but we know it's coming out in 2 weeks.
And no one fucking cares about Football Club. It comes out every year. The most exciting thing, honestly, gotta say, Patrick Star getting his own game.
Not Power Stone.
Not Power Stone. Honestly, to me, Power Stone was the biggest deal. But that's really not saying a lot.
Real quick, I just looked this up. Their like montage highlight reel was Legend of Heroes, Trials in the Sky, Stalker, Legend of the Zone collection, Disney Dreamlight Valley, Worms Armageddon Anniversary Edition, and Star Wars Hunters Season 3.
Okay.
Which I didn't know Star Wars Hunters was out.
I did, because I saw videos of it and it looked very...
Yeah.
That's the game with the robot whose name is Jedi with a 3 in it.
Oh, that just sounds bad.
Right? That's the same game, right?
Probably. That's just gross.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, here we go. They showed off Lego Horizon Adventures, Tales of the Shire, the Lord of the Rings game, Just Dance 2025. They showed off more of Epic Mickey Rebrush, Football Club 25, and Funko Fusion.
These
more montages.
All of those are games that we knew about already.
There's a reason why all those games were in montages.
There was also a whole Indie
Direct.
World
Yes.
that happened first.
Yes.
The Indie World happened first.
Yeah.
We'll go through that real quick.
Yeah. Balatro, Friends of Jimbo edition. It's basically DLC. It adds a Vampire Survivor, Among Us, Witcher 3, and Dave the Diver cards.
Yeah, I don't know if those are just cosmetic or if they do anything.
I think they're cosmetic. Neva, from the makers of Gree, coming October 15th. You will follow a young woman and her wolf in what is likely to be a tear-jerking story.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Coffee Talk Tokyo.
Which is everybody's gonna tell me I need to play this game because I like coffee, I like Tokyo.
And you love talking.
And I love talking to people in games.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that's my favorite genre of game, is just talking to people, and that's it.
Well, you'll be able to play it in 2025.
Okay.
Power Wash Simulator is getting Shrek DLC.
What the fuck?
You get to clean Shrek's swamp home.
Okay. Very cool.
Sea of Stars, Throes of the Watchmaker. This is downloadable content for Sea of Stars. That's it.
People really like Sea of Stars.
Yes, I've heard it's very good.
I would imagine that this was an exciting announcement for people.
I like The Messenger, but I don't like this type of game.
Yeah, that's the thing. I really like The Messenger, and I would love a sequel to that, but I don't like this type of game.
Morsels from Annapurna Interactive is a wacky game that is coming February 2025. It is a roguelike that is very distinct weirdo vibes.
Looks like Enter the Gungeon or like Cult of the Lamb style game. Date everything. This is a wild one.
Yep. You literally date everything, including existential dread, a cabinet, and the game itself. Coming October 24th.
Yeah, so it's like Dream Daddy, except instead of dating dads, you are literally dating objects in your house.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Very excited.
Where is the dating sim gonna go from here?
This is the end.
This is
as far as you can go. You can't go any further than this.
Peglin. After 4 years in development, Peglin, a mix of Peggle and roguelike rogue playing games, is coming to Switch. It is a timed exclusive for the Switch, available right now.
I missed the part where this was Peggle.
You can see like the
now I see it. I see it, but I didn't see it when I was watching the Indie Direct.
It's one of those weird games where like it takes like a very simple game and then just adds like really like in-depth storytelling to a genre that doesn't need it.
And then we got Wobbly Life. That's me.
This physics sandbox game Wobbly Life coming to Switch in December, bringing wacky local co-op multiplayer.
Looks like what do you call it? A Gang Beast or Animal Party or whatever.
Something like that.
Pico Park 2. The chat went nuts when this went on screen.
Looks like a classic Flash game, but it adds a chaotic 8-player multiplayer that requires a ton of cooperation. It is available now as a timed console exclusive.
So this is cool. I mean, Pico Park 1 people really liked. This, I think you can play the game by yourself. Oh no, it says for 2 to 8 players. So this is a game that I only ever see people playing in multiplayer, so you kind of need to play this with other people. But this seems like a really cool, fun thing to play with other people. Yeah. Pico Park 2, the announcement of a second one, pretty cool. This is one of the big ones for the whole Indie Direct. Yeah. Next, we got Shovel Knight, Shovel of Hope DX. How many times can they release Shovel Knight?
Well, maybe this will be the last time before we get Shovel Knight 2. Was Shovel Knight ever on Switch?
Yeah. So it was like one of the first games on the Switch.
So then what is the difference between that version and Shovel of Hope DX?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't even say here.
Are you watching this?
It does. Yeah, it doesn't. It straight up doesn't say.
It's literally just Shovel Knight.
It's a bunch of stuff. Oh. Okay, we'll name the stuff. Has new playable.
An enhanced edition of the action platform now with 20 playable characters, seamless online multiplayer, and other new features.
20 playable characters. Crazy.
Yeah.
They used to release like one character as a whole DLC.
Right.
Now they got 20 characters. That's crazy. Okay. Maybe I'll try it if there's 20 characters. Europa.
Hold on. I lost my place. Exploration Adventure Europa will be released on October 11th, but the demo is available now. Cool.
Okay.
Cuisiner. I guess it's a cooking game where you play as a cat lady.
It does not look like it.
A roguelite game combining delectable dungeon crawling and fast-paced restaurant management.
What the hell?
Into a cute and tasty mix.
Okay, there is in fact restaurant management. Okay.
Yeah.
On Your Tail.
Releasing November 21st from Humble Games and Memorable Games.
I must have blacked out.
This is a sleuthing, story-driven life sim in which the intrepid young detective Diana must unmask the thief who is menacing a charming seaside town.
Okay. Metal Slug Tactics. This visually looked cool.
Well, yeah, all the Metal Slug games look awesome, but this is a tactics game, not a classic run and gun Metal Slug game like I'm used to. So.
Oh, apparently these were in the sizzle reel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not on this list for some reason, but I'm just going to bring it up real quick. The Plucky Squire had a release date trailer.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it in the direct.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it might... Was it in the direct or was it announced after?
I know they had some news last week. It might have been Gamescom stuff.
Because it got a release date of September 17th.
Okay.
So, and then lastly, Pizza Tower is available now on Switch.
Yay. Pizza Tower's great. You should play Pizza Tower if you haven't yet. I think there's a theme here with the whole of Nintendo announcements today. And that is Nintendo is just continuing to get all of the games later than other platforms. Which, like 5 years ago was fine because I wanted to play all of my games on the Switch. I didn't care if I had to wait for them. I'd rather it just be in a more convenient place. That's not the case anymore. I got a million more options now. I don't think Nintendo can keep doing this. I think Nintendo needs to be a little more. Nintendo has like an indie like arm. Nintendo has people that just go out and try to get indie games on their platform. They need to be a lot more aggressive about that, and they need to be a lot more lenient with what enters the eShop.
Yes,
in that way, because the reason Pizza Tower wasn't on the eShop is because it's a pain in the ass to put a game on the eShop.
Right.
So,
well, it's weird because like on one hand, yeah, they're very like strict about like what gets on the eShop, but on the other hand, if you load up the eShop, there's so much shovelware and crap on there.
There's a lot of crap.
How are certain things getting through, but like other games aren't?
It's not that these games are like particularly getting like denied or anything. It's just that they take so long to approve stuff, and every little thing needs to be approved. So it makes people not want to put their games on the eShop. Nintendo needs to kind of like incentivize publishers to get their stuff over there.
Yes.
So, and say even like bigger publishers too. It's kind of not gonna work in the long term if Nintendo is always getting last year's stuff.
Well, I think also too the fact that every platform right now uses x86 architecture except the Switch. Like, I think is a big point of contention for developers, and the fact that it's using not just a mobile chip but a decade-old mobile chip. Is hurting a lot of people right now. It's getting harder and harder to put games on Switch in like at like a reasonable quality.
Yeah, I'm hoping the Switch 2 will bridge some of that gap a little bit, but I'm not sure how much it'll definitely be more powerful.
Yeah,
and I think that'll help a lot. But I don't know if the architecture is going to be similar enough to new. To make it super easy to port things over. But at the very least, there's no reason for indie games not to be on here like immediately.
Yeah.
And that's it. Again, I mean, my highlights, Pico Park and I guess Pizza Tower, but I played it already.
Right.
And that's you know what? People love Balatro. But this is just a DLC. Oh.
Right.
Yeah, I was pretty underwhelmed by this whole thing. It feels like they just had obligations to like have a bunch of games in an announcement, and they are fulfilling those obligations. Kind of last minute. It's like they probably like it's August 27th. Like they probably had to do it over the summer or in August, and they are just doing it. They're like, you know what? We'll just push it all out.
Right.
Okay. What did everybody else think of? What am I wrong about? What was good in the announcements today? Brutal Beast, thanks for the 30 months. Hey, Bob and Will, thoughts on the next upcoming Apple event? When is that?
Oh, that's soon.
iPhones?
Yeah.
We're getting iPhones?
Yeah, that's soon. I want to say it's next week.
I'd imagine this is going to be a year where not much is going to be different about the iPhone.
I want to say that, but I feel like everything's pushing AI to some stupid extent. They're probably going to spend most of their time focusing on that. Apple Intelligence, as they call it.
Yeah. I think that so the Apple Intelligence Siri stuff is coming to this phone.
Right.
But I don't think it's coming to any of the previous phones.
It's not coming to my phone.
I don't even think it's coming to like the cheap 15. I think it's only coming to the Pro.
Right.
And that's it.
Well, I know when they announced the M4 chip, which is still only in the iPads, they made a big deal about how the chip has a dedicated like Apple Intelligence processing unit in there.
Right.
So I'd imagine like when they announce these new phones, the Pro version is going to have the next chip that'll have even better Apple Intelligence processing or whatnot.
Right. I agree. And they're probably going to go heavy on that. Yeah. But because like I think this is going to do the same stuff. It's just going to be slower probably.
Yeah. And I mean, like, this happens every year. Like, what more could they do to the phones that they haven't already done?
The next big jump in iPhones or phones in general that'll get me to upgrade or get me to really want to upgrade is a built-in ND filter in the camera. That's the only thing that's going to make me lose my mind.
Right.
And I feel like that isn't that out of the realm of possibility.
No.
Like usually cameras need like, you know, to be pretty big to have a physical ND that slides over the sensor.
Yeah.
But there's technology I'm seeing where it's just a polarizer, like an LCD screen. Just a polarizer that just you know, put an electrical charge through it and it just covers up the sensor. So when that happens, that'll make cameras.
How many lenses are on the back of your camera? 3. So maybe they'll make the ND filter like a 4th lens.
Oh god,
that should be ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous. Yeah. I love the camera that I currently have. The 5x zoom is amazing. And there's no reason for me to upgrade, you know.
Yeah.
There'd be very little that would get me to want to upgrade to another iPhone.
I mean, I'm still rocking an 11. The battery is like kind of hit and miss at this point, but like I'll run this to the ground before I get another phone.
The
I'm
battery,
maybe another year.
The battery on here is pretty.
Yeah.
I think I had an 11.
Yeah.
I had an 11. Yeah. Then they announced this, and I was like, I need that.
Yeah.
My battery was terrible on the 11.
Yeah,
it got really bad.
Mine's if I use the phone like extensively, like it'll go down. I also don't charge it sometimes at night because like I'll fall asleep with it while reading it. I'm one of those people. So.
Tea Time Retro, thanks for the 143 bits. Woohoo! Congrats, Bob, on the engagement. Have you tried an iPad for emulation? My M4 11-inch iPad works great for a lot of emulation for what's available. I only tried an iPad Pro, and I put Dolphin on it, and it ran okay. That's as far as I went.
I'm sure it's fine.
I mean, now there's some. I mean, I never tried. Didn't we get a DS emulate? No, 3DS. There's 3DS emulation on iPhones now. I haven't tried that at all.
Well, RetroArch is on iPhone.
Right. No, but there was a dedicated 3DS.
Oh, really?
I believe so. I never messed with it. So no, I'd imagine that iPad emulation is probably pretty good.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Where are we? What's next? Oh, let's talk about the Switch 2 being delayed real quick.
Yes. Developers have reportedly been briefed not to expect Nintendo's next console to launch before April 2025. That's according to GameIndustry.biz head Chris Dring, who discussed launch plans for the Switch successor on the publication's latest podcast. Nintendo confirmed in May that we will announce the next console during its current fiscal year, which runs until March 31st, 2025. No developer I've spoken to expects it to be launching this fiscal year, Dring said. In fact, they've been told not to expect it in the current fiscal year. A bunch of people I've spoke to hope it's out in April or May, still early next year, not late. I don't think any of us want a late launch for the Switch 2 because we all want a new Nintendo console and everyone gets very excited for it, and we don't want that crunch of Grand Theft Auto 6 and Switch and all of that stuff on top of each other. Having launched in March of 2017, the Switch is in its 8th year on the market. In July, it surpassed the Famicom as the Nintendo console with the longest lifespan before being replaced. Reporting its first quarter earnings this month, Nintendo said the Switch has sold 143.42 million units as of June 30th. It expects to sell 13.5 million Switch consoles this fiscal year, having sold 2.1 million in the first quarter. If Nintendo hits its hardware sales target, the Switch will be within touching distance of the all-time record, which is currently held by the PS2.
This makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
I mean, if we're going by history, they did the Nintendo Switch at the very end of the fiscal year,
right,
which was in March.
Mm-hmm.
So
But this article is saying it might not launch until the start of the next fiscal year.
Right, I understand that. So the famous tweet from President Furukawa. This is President Furukawa. This was in May. President of Nintendo, we will make an announcement about the successor to the Nintendo Switch within this fiscal year. So he's just saying the announcement will happen within this fiscal year. It will have been over 9 years since we announced the existence of Nintendo Switch back in March 2015, which they called it the NX.
The NX, yeah.
Okay, so this makes sense. I don't know why they would hold it till the very beginning of the next fiscal year. I guess maybe they're just deciding like this fiscal year we're gonna call it a wash.
I mean, I don't think they're gonna call it a wash. Maybe they're thinking we'll start our next fiscal year with a bang.
Yeah. And
because I imagine like they can't release it any later than that because GTA 6 is gonna come out and it's gonna overshadow everything.
Yeah.
Not that Nintendo cares, but
I mean, I think that pretty much the whole games industry is calling this year a wash.
Yeah.
This year is just not a big money maker for the whole games industry. And I can feel that. Like, there's not a lot of exciting stuff happening, and people are kind of just losing interest. There's just not a lot of things to get people excited about playing games right now. So they could be holding it because they're like, we'll wait till next fiscal year and maybe things will pick up, or maybe we can get things to pick up because it really is. That would be enough to get people excited.
Yeah.
Or they just legitimately are taking their time working on the system.
Yeah.
It could be anything really. So it's not a big deal. We expected it to be sort of springtime next year. So what's the difference between March and April? It's not. It doesn't sound like a big deal. But sounds like a bunch of developers are confirming that Nintendo's talking to them about it.
Yeah.
So that's cool to see.
Yeah. It's coming. Just not anytime soon, but it is coming, people.
It's coming, everybody. You know what else is coming?
Backlog! 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 Backlog!
Oh, we're so back.
We're back, baby.
Welcome to the backlog, everybody. Will, what's the backlog?
Backlog is a segment of this show where we go through our video game collection. Every game we've ever bought, we've put into an Excel spreadsheet. And today we're going to pick one at random and talk about it, regardless of whether or not we've played it.
How many games are we at?
972.
Okay. And the random number is 434.
434. That brings us to Duke Nukem 3D for the PC. Come get some.
So, how old were we when we got this game?
We were still in elementary school.
That's crazy.
To give you context,
we should not have been allowed to play this game.
This was like the first computer we ever got. Like the family computer. This is back in the day when we had a family computer. And our dad's boss made the computer for us, and he preloaded it with games, and one of those games was Duke Nukem 3D.
Yes. This looks too good, this gameplay that I found. We gotta get an original
1995 Duke Nukem 3D. That's Duke Nukem forever.
We don't want that.
No.
I'm not gonna be able to find one. It's just that terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
We'll just
this looks like it's the 20th anniversary.
Yeah, I want like a 4x3 CRT scan of the game. But whatever. Yeah. This game, I mean, for the time, very gory. You see things blowing up on screen. There was also boobs.
Yes.
So there was straight up nudity. Boobs. It was extremely pixelated. Yeah. But man, was that great for a 7-year-old me. We played a lot of this game. Yes. I think we just didn't have much else going on.
There were other games, like it came preloaded with other games. The computer, but
on the computer, yeah, we had a bunch of games on there, but the only good ones were this. We had Doom.
Doom, yeah.
Did we have Quake?
I think we had Quake.
We had Quake, but was it on that computer?
Yeah, we had Duke Nukem 2 on this computer.
Yes, I did. We did play a lot of Duke Nukem 2.
But like the thing is, like this one caught our attention. I think the same
because they were tits.
Because they were like, wow. Yes, but because like, you know, this game was very fast paced. It was very exciting. Duke had an actual personality, character. Like he would talk and like
curse,
quip
and we were like, "Wow, that's cool."
He'd say like the S word, and we were like, "Oh my!" His first sentence in the game is, "Damn, those alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride."
Yeah, and I was like, "This guy's cool."
Do this.
So the gameplay was good too.
The gameplay is good. Yeah,
it's very fluid.
It's very fast paced. You want to talk about 60 frames per second? This game ran at like 150,000
Yeah, I was gonna
frames per
say
second.
this is one of those games where back in the day the frame rate was just absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah.
That's part of why this game felt so fluid. Also, you're playing it on a CRT, so that there is no input lag whatsoever.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was very creative. It was very, like we said, fast paced. It wasn't all like run and guns. It was, the level design was actually very confusing for like,
it was hard to figure out where to go.
I mean, that was indicative of games of this era. Like games weren't as linear as they are now. Like you actually did have to check the maps. You actually had to get key cards and like try to unlock all the right rooms in order to progress. But also, like as you're seeing on screen, like there were secret areas that you could be led to where to get ammo or power-ups and things like that.
I would do that accidentally trying to figure out where to go, and all of a sudden I'm in a secret area.
Yeah, and the game had like fun power-ups. You could get like a jetpack to fly around with. You can use steroids like a bad boy to increase your stamina and stuff.
Now, we used to use cheats to get through.
That was the thing too. It was really easy to use cheats.
I don't remember getting very far in the game. I remember playing the beginning over and over again.
What was interesting was this was back in the day when games on PC were what was called shareware, where you would get like the entire first third of the game for free. And that was like, 10 or so full levels that you can play for free. And if you liked it, you mailed away to the company and they would give you the rest of the game.
I did not know that.
So when we first got the computer, all we had was like the first episode, quote unquote. But that was like that was a complete game in and of itself. And then like later, like we got the upgrade and we could play the whole rest of the game. And it just kept going.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought we just never beat it.
No. I remember the ending. The ending is like you fight the big guy in the football stadium and you kick his eye out of his socket.
And then you shit down his throat.
That was the boss of the second episode.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we did get that far. We got an expansion too eventually, didn't we?
Yes.
The one with like the big American flag.
Duke it out in DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a completely different thing.
That was weird because like there were expansion packs to this, but they were not made by 3D Realms. They were like,
that was that one of the first mods?
Yeah, those were essentially like mods you could buy in a store.
There was a lawsuit. I didn't know we had that.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, I don't know if there was a lawsuit for that one because eventually like one of the re-releases like added all of those mods into Duke Nukem 3D.
Okay.
It was like Duke it out in DC, Duke goes Hawaiian or whatever.
MicroStar versus FormGen is a legal case applying copyright law to video games, stopping the sale of a compilation of user-generated levels that infringed the copyright of Duke Nukem 3D. So I don't know what the name of that compilation of levels was.
Right.
But that is one of the types of mods that you're referring to.
Yes.
And then this, I think they ended up being able to sell it infringed because they used Duke Nukem as marketing,
right?
To market it.
But again, the Megaton edition, which was released by Devolver Digital, included Duke It Out in DC, Duke Caribbean, Life's a Beach, and Duke Nuclear Winter in the expansion. Yeah,
I only remember Duke It Out in DC.
Yeah, because that's the one we had.
Copyright law gives the copyright holder the exclusive right to make the sequels to their work, and the court found that the stories told in the Nuke It map files, Nuke It, I think was the name of the ones that was in the lawsuit, are surely sequels telling new tales of Duke's fabulous adventures. The ruling continues to apply to the legal status of video game modding, with mods viewed as derivative works that require the consent of the copyright holder, this is a bad precedent.
Yeah.
While this may legally limit the creation of mods, machinima, broadcasts, or even cheats, many game developers have authorized and encouraged some of these activities.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm not saying you should be able to sell a mod like this that has like new levels and stuff, but you'll be able to make mods and let people have them for free if they have the game, you know? Anyway, we're talking about
Duke Nukem 3D.
The proper game, the regular old Duke Nukem 3D.
Yes.
We had this on our first computer ever. I remember it was a 1 gigabyte hard drive on that computer.
Yeah.
And the hard drive was size of the Wii right here.
Yeah.
It was massive.
Yeah. This game did come to other systems. It eventually came. There was an Xbox 360 version that was very popular. It's available now on most modern platforms. Of course, you can get it on PC. I would argue that the game is still pretty fun to play. Like, it's still, you know, a lot of the ideas in the level design does hold up. You do have to get used to the maze-like elements of everything. The fact that your health does not regenerate, you do have to find health pickups and med kits and stuff. But in a lot of ways, this game like is better than a lot of modern games. So you get a whole slew of like creative weapons. You know, you're not just limited to 2 or 3 weapons. You get your pistol, a shotgun, a machine gun, you know, several rocket launchers.
Yeah, that was one of the things of the games of this era was just all of the litany of weapons, and you can have all of them at once instead of having a limited arsenal.
Yeah.
What we're looking at now is the 20th anniversary version, which I guess is probably on Steam.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you have to play this in like a DOS emulator.
Yeah.
So we had this on Windows?
Yes.
Okay, because we did have DOS games.
Well, yeah, because back in the day, you know, computers came with both Windows and DOS. And then eventually, you know, Windows 95, that was the whole operating system.
I remember having to boot into DOS for a certain, like, Space Dude.
Yeah.
And that's all I remember. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I would say you got to run out and play Duke Nukem 3D.
You don't have to run out and play it, but I think if you're curious and it's a good Steam sale, check it out. I think it holds up. I think it's fun. Just remember that if you're under 18, don't tell your parents that you're doing it.
This game probably fucked us up in some weird way.
But you know what? Like, you know, hindsight, you know, yes, like, we probably should not have been playing this game. Yes, most of his quips were taken from like Evil Dead and like other popular movies, They Live and Terminator and stuff like that. But like, it was fun. It was cool. Like, it was funny. Like, it actually was like a new thing that we were experiencing. It was like fun and like exciting. You know,
it made, this is one of the arguments that made games an adult medium.
Yeah.
And having the barrier to entry that it has to be played on a PC, usually older people were playing stuff on the PC. The fact that we were playing something on a PC in elementary school was not normal in the 90s. Anyway, thanks for watching the backlog, everybody. Come to a podcast sometime if you get a chance. If not, that's okay.
It's okay.
We'll see you later on this channel. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
All right. More podcasts to be had.
Yes.
More game announcements.
Yes.
Also, slow the HHH. Thanks for the 9 months. We're all paying the price for Duke's sins to this day.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Jacato, thanks for the 100 bits. Oh, speaking of older shooters, Marathon Infinity, the third game, just released for free on Steam this past Thursday with achievements and Steam Workshop support for mods. Felt like mentioning it since the other 2 marathons being free on Steam was talked about here. All right, so everybody go right now and get the third marathon game. I did redeem them all, I think. I
still need to do that.
I gotta do the Infinity one now.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next news. We are going to talk about the Gamescom stuff.
Yes. So Gamescom happened. That's Germany's big gaming event. They do like the announcements on one night, and then it's a whole big convention where you can go and play the games. It's open to the press and to the commoners, and they handle it better than E3 ever.
Yeah, I was going to say, I hear this one's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I hear people actually like Gamescom.
Yeah. So we'll just go through the announcements. First up, Borderlands 4. Cool, whatever. Fuck that game. I know people are excited. I know people are happy, and it was a nice in the wake of the movie apparently being shit, but like, I can't.
I miss Borderlands. The first Borderlands was great. I had a great time with the first Borderlands. I don't know if I'm going to have a great time with a modern Borderlands.
Right. What I can, however, is Mafia: The Old Country, coming next year. It is a new entry in the series, and it takes place in Sicily.
Yeah, you told me some interesting things about this.
So what happened was, when the game was announced, on the Steam page, it didn't it'll list what language options there are, and Italian was not listed as one of the, which you would think a game that takes place in Italy would feature Italian dialogue. So 2K came out and said, this was a mistake. The game will feature Sicilian dialogue as a language option and Italian subtitles as an option. And
that is insane.
Yes, because for those of you who don't know, we know, because our mother is Sicilian, Sicilian and Italian are actually two different dialects. Words are different in Sicilian than they are in Italian.
And so the way it was described to us was that it's the same language, it's Italian.
Yeah.
But there are so many words that are not the same. Like our mother explained it like it's just Italian. But
she said it's like comparing a New York accent to a Southern accent.
Right. And that's how it was explained to us.
Right.
But the more I've grown older and the more I've heard her translate things and stuff, so many words are just completely different, not even the same at all.
Yeah.
And we even took Italian in high school. I couldn't fucking understand a goddamn thing. And I'm not going to blame it on the fact that I'm going to blame it on me being dumb.
Yeah, right.
But also, it's a completely different language that we were growing up around. So it's why also that language doesn't exist anymore.
Yes.
Sicilian isn't really a
Nobody
thing.
speaks it right in current day.
Supposedly people in Sicily kind of homogenized to the rest of the Italian language. It used to be a lot of different dialects, and now it's kind of just one dialect. So I'm assuming this takes place in the past.
Yeah, in the early 1900s.
Early 1900s,
yes.
Okay. So our mother grew up in Sicily. And
in
moved,
the 50s.
Yeah, and moved when she was 7.
Yeah.
But her whole family moved to Queens and continued to speak the Sicilian dialect.
Yes.
And while they were in Queens continuing to speak the Sicilian dialect, the rest of Sicily, the home country, homogenized and started speaking regular Italian.
Yes.
So it's insane that they're going to have a whole language option that is basically a dead language.
Yeah.
Or almost a dead language.
Yeah.
So I want to know how that's going to work. I want to know how accurate it's going to be.
Yes.
It's insane that instead of just doing Italian, it's going to be Sicilian with subtitles for Italian.
Well, I think I think, because you can choose if you want to listen to the Italian audio track or just have the, because it's like when you watch
the Sicilian audio track with Italian subtitles.
Well, maybe you don't understand Sicilian, but you understand Italian, so you keep the English dialogue on and just read the Italian.
I'm saying that's how different it is.
Yeah.
Is that the Italian needs to be different.
Yeah.
So I'm very interested to see how this is going to play out. So much so that I might actually play this game.
I've always been interested in the Mafia games. I didn't hate the second game.
I got bored of it. Well, which one is the one that I played?
The second one.
I liked it. I got a little burnt out on it because I think it was just kind of a little boring. It starts off really cool.
It's very linear.
Yeah. It has a really cool start. Yeah. The story's pretty good. I think I got mad because I was driving in the car and a cop pulled me over.
Yeah.
And I was in GTA mode and I was ready to shoot the cop, and then he hands me a ticket.
Yeah.
a traffic ticket because I ran a red light or something in the game.
Yeah.
I'm like, what, am I supposed to abide by all the laws?
Yeah. The Mafia trilogy right now, this is a side note, the Mafia trilogy right now is only $15 on Steam for the whole collection. I think I might actually like get it and like try to play those games in anticipation. So, because I'm actually like genuinely excited for this. Not just because like, you know, this is our heritage we're talking about here, but it's something like new and different.
That's mostly why I'm excited about it, because nobody acknowledges the Sicilian language.
Yeah. We got to play it with our mom.
No, I want to. I want to. I mean, we haven't really seen anything about the game yet. There's just a teaser trailer, but I want to see some dialogue and see what. Also, like, where in Sicily is it and stuff. There's a lot that it seems exciting about this.
Yeah.
All right. Indiana Jones. That's another big one.
Yes.
It looks like you had a good Gamescom, Will.
Yeah, of course. Where Nintendo fails, Gamescom provides. Thank you, Jeff Keighley. The big news out of this was we finally got a release date, December 9th.
Oh, okay. That's pretty late.
And it's up for pre-order right now. The collector's edition does not come with his hat, so I will not be getting the collector's edition of this game. Thank you very much, Bethesda, for wasting my time.
You have an Indiana Jones hat.
I have. It's not the Indiana Jones hat. It is a cowboy hat labeled Indiana Jones. It's not the fedora that he wears.
That's a fedora?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a fedora and a cowboy hat?
Cowboy hat is huge. Fedora is like significantly smaller.
A fedora to me is smaller than that.
That's a fedora.
Okay.
Yeah. I forgot the name of the company that actually like sells the official hat, but it's like $500.
Where did you get it?
Amazon.
You got the Indiana Jones hat.
I typed in Indiana Jones hat on Amazon. That's the first thing that came up. I bought it and it came and it was a cowboy hat.
Probably not a real like.
It
license.
has the logo.
Is it licensed?
Yes.
Or is it just some guy who slapped Indiana Jones on a hat?
15 years ago, man.
Okay. So does it look good?
It looks good. It looks fun. It looks like the Indiana Jones game I've been waiting for. And on top of all of that, it was announced that it was coming to PlayStation 5 next year in spring of 2025. Now,
so it's a timed exclusive.
This is like a little like side tangent, but it's kind of a big deal. I didn't put this in the keep because like originally I had it in the keep. This is before you went away. It was rumored that another Microsoft exclusive was going to come to PlayStation. It was going to be a big one. People thought it was Forza, and then this got announced that Indiana Jones is the game that is coming to PlayStation 5 next year. And a lot of people were pointing to when Phil first made the announcement that games were coming to PlayStation 5, and he was asked if those games were Starfield or Indiana Jones. He said that it was not Starfield or Indiana Jones.
Oh.
Yes. Now.
We kind of lied a little bit.
Did he? Because this was back in February of this year when he made the announcement that 4 games were coming to PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Those 4 games wound up being Hi-Fi Rush, Grounded, Tenement, and Sea of Thieves. Mm-hmm. Right? I'm taking that to believe that at that moment in time, they did not plan on bringing Indiana Jones to PS5.
Right.
However, because all 4 of those games did phenomenally well on other platforms, it kind of made sense that now they had to put another big game on PS5. Yeah. And Indiana Jones makes a lot of sense. I'm sure Disney was breathing down their back, like you gotta make sure this game sells, otherwise we're gonna have words.
I forgot that the 4 games were announced. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Like he said there were gonna be 4 games. We got the 4 games.
Yeah.
This is a bonus game.
Yeah. I mean, but I think this means that like, you know, we're gonna get more games.
Yeah.
People are like saying like this is the end of Xbox in its entirety. I don't want to say that at all.
It's a slow changing of scope.
We're definitely going to get more Xbox exclusives on PlayStation. We're going to get bigger Xbox exclusives on PlayStation. Like, I will not be surprised if we see Forza now on PlayStation and Switch. Or, you know, accept the fact that Master Chief is going to appear on a system that isn't Xbox. Like, accept that now.
Yeah, and that's great.
Yeah.
No word on if this is gonna pre-release before Game Pass.
Well, if you pre-order one of like the deluxe edition, you get 3 days early.
Ah, fuck.
So, and you apparently get a DLC. You get a different whip and outfit.
Everyone's playing Star Wars Outlaws right now, and I don't know if the game's out. I don't think it is.
I don't think
it comes out Friday, right?
Yeah.
Are they pre-playing it, or is this just press people?
I know it's press people because all the major outlets have reviewed the game already, and I think it's people who paid for the deluxe edition.
I can't tell if I want to play that game, Star Wars Outlaw.
I definitely do want to play the game. I'm gonna wait till it's on sale because I ain't paying full price for the shit. But it definitely seems like a game like I would enjoy playing. I've said this before. People are like, you know, people either love the game because they like that style or they don't like the game because it's another Ubisoft open world game. And I've come to the realization that like the Ubisoft like style of open world, like those games are good. Watch Dogs is good. Far Cry is good. Assassin's Creed is good. The problem is Ubisoft makes the same game every time, and you get burnt out by that formula really quickly, especially when they put it in games that don't fit that formula, like Ghost Recon. So, having taken a long break from those style of games, I'm willing to play another one, and the fact that it's got Star Wars in it, I'm good.
That's what my mind is at. However, I'll put a little caveat there that I don't know if that Ubisoft style of game is. I think it's getting stale. Like, it's stale because they've just done the same game over and over again. It's a good formula that became stale because they did it over and over again. But I think it's been so long now that they've been doing that, it's not gonna work. Like, they have to do.
Like, it hasn't evolved.
It hasn't evolved,
right?
And it's an old formula now. It's got to things have to be a lot different now. And if they keep doing the same formula from 20 goddamn years ago, it's gonna fall apart.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm on one mind with you that I think that I'll be able to jump in and have a decent time because I haven't played a Ubisoft game in a while. But also I'm seeing a lot of these like people talk about it, and it seems like all of my fears are realized.
Right.
That it's a boring game and that well, I don't know. I hear both things. I hear that it's not boring and people enjoy it, and I hear that it's boring and that it's bland and it's Ubisoft stuff. Anyway,
speaking of changing the formula for 20 goddamn years, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. We got new gameplay of that. It looks like a Call of Duty game. But there's a motorcycle in it.
I saw a little bit of this. It seems like there's a big new mechanic where you can sort of slide and dive in any direction. You can kind of like run in any direction. So it used to be like when you run in some games, you just run straight. Right. You hit the run button and you're running straight. In this game, you can run in any direction.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
No.
Okay. How long has it been since you played a Call of Duty game?
I played Black Ops Cold War fairly recently.
Okay. You know when you press the stick in,
yeah,
you can only go straight.
You can't
You can
guide yourself.
Yeah, but the initial sprint is you're going straight.
Right.
Now you can initially sprint in any direction.
Okay.
Omnidirectionally. And you can also dive in any direction and stuff like that.
Has this game always had like a slide mechanic?
Yeah, so that's another thing. People love sliding and slide canceling.
Yeah.
I think every game has a slide, but not every game has slide canceling.
Okay.
And this game does not have the slide canceling. So I don't think it's going to be good.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have that. But I'm interested in some of the movement. I'm interested in the omnidirectional sprinting and diving and whatever. I only ever really play Warzone though. I only play the multiplayer to like grind guns for Warzone. And if they don't implement this engine in Warzone, then I'm never gonna see any of the changes. So I don't know. I'm a little interested. You know what? It'll be on Game Pass, so I'll just try it then.
Yeah. Make sure you get the right version of Game Pass, though.
True. So I was on the show and canceled my Game Pass subscription.
Yeah.
I will get it again when one of these new games comes out that I need.
Next we got Dying Light: The Beast.
Is this a new game?
It's a new game in the Dying Light series. It is coming to PC, PlayStation, and Xbox. Don't think it has a release date. Next is the Directive 8020. It is a new entry in the Dark Pictures anthology. You familiar with those?
No.
It's like a horror series where they get like, mildly famous actors to be spooked by.
Okay.
This one has Captain Marvel's friend from Captain Marvel.
Dark Pictures anthology. Is that is that for games?
Games it's a games
anthology.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never heard of a single.
The best
one of these
I can describe them, it's like a
Until Dawn. Somebody says.
Yeah, it's like Until Dawn.
Oh, okay. Until Dawn is part of the Dark Pictures.
No.
Okay.
Until Dawn is not part of the Dark Pictures anthology, but the Dark Pictures anthology has similar gameplay to Until Dawn.
Okay. I will never play that.
Yeah. Goat Simulator Remastered. It kind of just makes Goat Simulator look, at least the trailer does, it makes Goat Simulator look like an actual game and not a beta.
Okay. Hey, a remaster might fix a lot of problems with the game. That could be good or really bad.
King of Meat.
Oh, yeah, baby.
It is a hacking, slashing, co-op combat game from Amazon. It is coming to Switch, PS5, PC, and Xbox. Players fight through ridiculous user-created dungeons.
Oh, that could be cool.
Yeah.
User-created things. That's cool.
Link. Banner of the Spark.
Have I seen
arcade-inspired co-op adventure that blends hack and slash combat with roguelike and tower building elements.
Oh, okay.
Lost Records, Bloomin' Rage. This is from the Life is Strange developers, Don't Nod. It is a 90-set narrative adventure. It's episodic and will launch in 2 parts on February 18th and March 18th of next year.
Okay. And we have Arc Raiders.
From the creators of The Finals, their long-delayed shooter. It is PvPvE. Is coming next year to PS5, PC, and Xbox.
I like the idea of player versus player with AI. I gotta be careful not saying AI. Back in my day, AI was just
computer controlled bots.
Yes.
So wait, is that what the E is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Player versus environment means the computer.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. But that could also be, I mean, like, I don't know.
Because I'm thinking like PvE is like a game like Evolve, where like it's 4 people against 1 monster. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's not PvE at all.
Then what is that?
Because they're all controlled by humans.
The player characters are, but the monster is controlled by the computer.
No, the monster is a random human.
Is it?
Yeah. Right, everybody?
Help me out.
That was the big thing, because it was an isometric. That was like one of the first isometric multiplayer
No, Evolve
games.
wasn't asymmetric.
Asymmetric.
Yeah.
That's the word. Isometric. Evolve was asymmetric multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah, that was like the
monster
big deal.
was control. Okay.
That was like the first version of what do you call it? Like the Friday the 13th type of game.
God, like people really tried to make that gameplay style like a thing.
Yeah, it was cool for like a little bit.
Yeah,
and
it's amazing how like out of all the games, Friday the 13th was the one that hit.
I know, you'd think Evolve would have been bigger than. I mean, Evolve was like big for like
a hot minute,
and then it like completely crumbled. But yeah, I like the idea of player versus player, and then you throw the environment in.
Yeah,
that sounds really cool. But that it doesn't really tell us anything else about what the gameplay is.
Right.
Like what it like. Is it like an MMO? Is it like a team-based shooter? Is it like a MOBA? Like
it says PvPvE action survival shooter.
Yeah. I need to see actual gameplay.
Yeah.
Before I know anything. All right. And we got Infinity.
Cozy open world adventure game fueled by the power of dressing up. It's currently out on closed beta on mobile platforms.
Oh my god.
Dune Awakening.
Oh, I remember this game. Wait, this was like a... Okay, maybe I don't remember this. Do I remember this game?
I don't know. Do you
it was like
remember
a
me?
cute platformer. I don't know. Anyway, Dune Awakening.
Dune Awakening. It's a open world survival MMO set in the Dune universe. Coming to PC early 2025, Xbox and PS versions later in the year.
Kind of cool.
Okay. I mean, Dune movies, awesome. If you're into Dune, maybe play the game.
I gotta watch the movies.
The movies are very good.
I'm interested in the movies.
Just remember that Dune Part 2, most of it is spoken in a made-up language.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now that was available on the plane.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the first one.
That is definitely not a plane movie.
You know, people say that. What? I think any movie's a plane movie.
No. I made sure I watched this on my downstairs TV, the big screen TV, because like
I will say I took a Virgin flight and those screens were awesome. They were very big and very high resolution.
Okay. Maybe that
Police
plane.
Academy looked great. Oh, I watched The Creator on the way there.
How was that?
Not good. I didn't like it like at all. Very pretty.
Yeah.
Very nice shot. That's why I watched it.
Yeah. I want to see that. That's on Disney Plus, and I wanted to see that.
Story's a little.
I heard the story's like kind of mid, but like sometimes mid story can make way for like just something that's cool.
Yeah.
Not everything needs to have like.
It had some cool ideas, but like overall, it was like kind of like like silly like sci-fi. Anyway, Reanimal.
Little Nightmares developer Taser Studios revealed its next game. A co-op horror adventure. Players take on the roles of brother and sister who go through hell to rescue their missing friend. You can't really. It's playable solo or with a co-op, but like you can't really do horror, like co-op horror. Like horror games are best experienced by yourself.
No, I mean it could be fun to like yell and scream with somebody and like yell at them. Oh, he's coming.
Yeah. Monster Hunter Wilds. Now what is this? It's another Monster Hunter game.
The new Monster Hunter game.
Okay.
It's confusing because we had Monster Hunter
Worlds. Yeah,
which is a different game. So yeah, this is the new Monster Hunter.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm gonna abstain because I keep telling I'm always a little intrigued by Monster Hunter, and then I play it, and I'm like, why am I playing this?
Yeah.
And then I think about it the next day. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to go play Monster Hunter. And then I play it, and I'm like, why am I playing this again? Sid Meier's Civilization 7. We don't need to talk about.
Yeah, there was a gameplay reveal. Apparently, it's different. So there you go. Marvel Rivals. So we talked about this before, like last show, because you asked if I've ever played this, and I looked it up. I'm like, maybe I should play it. It's not out. It comes out December 6th.
I guess it was a beta.
Systems. Yeah, it was a beta.
Everybody was playing.
They revealed that Captain America and the Winter Soldier will be playable. So
didn't know they weren't.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, if it's a shooter, the Winter Soldier is one of like two characters that makes sense to play in a hero shooter. The other being the Punisher.
Yeah. So I keep saying I'm not really interested in like a hero shooter.
Yeah.
I'm interested in Deadlock though, the Valve one.
Yeah.
Everybody just keeps talking about how great it is. It looks visually not great because it's like barely finished.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give it a try. Apparently they like kind of lifted the restrictions on streaming it and stuff.
Okay.
So I'll play that.
Nice.
But that's cool because it's like Overwatch. It's like a hero shooter, but it's got MOBA mechanics because there's
lanes,
lanes and player versus environment.
Okay.
The environment is like on the other team, All right. Prime Video's Secret Level.
So this is a TV show.
This confused me a lot because they announced this and I kept seeing like fucking Pac-Man TV, Mega Man TV. I was like, whoa, there's so many TV shows being announced. But no, it's just one show that will have different episodes of different
Yes,
IP.
it is an anthology series from the creators of Love, Death, and Robots. Will feature original stories set in the worlds of Armored Core, Dungeons and Dragons, Mega Man, Pac-Man, Sifu, Spelunky, The Outer Worlds, Unreal Tournament, Warhammer, and more.
Very cool.
Yes, very interesting.
And everything seems like they're doing some like wild stylization.
Yeah.
Like they're not like abiding to like the Mega Man style guide.
Yes.
You know?
So
Also, that looks like Keanu Reeves, but there's no confirmation whether or not it's Keanu Reeves. And I think that's supposed to be Armored Core.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the name of the studio? This is gonna kill me. Blur Studio is the company behind this, and their founder, Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool 1, came out to talk about it. And while talking about it, he got choked up and was just like, "I love video games, man!" And like everyone's like, "Yeah!"
Blur Studio before Deadpool made game trailers.
Yes,
for like, and they made some of the best trailers. Yeah. I think they did the Arkham one, right?
They did the Arkham City one. Yeah,
where he was like a little Bruce Wayne, little boy, turns into big man.
That was Arkham Origins. I know they did the Arkham City one where like they revealed Hugo Strange.
Okay,
isn't it? That was a really good one.
Did they do the Gears of War trailer?
I think so.
They did a lot of famous.
They did a lot of famous
big
video game
famous
trailers.
Yeah. So they do great work.
Yeah.
There's weird Pac-Man going on. There's a lot of really cool looking stuff here. I'm probably not going to watch all of them, but I'm interested in a lot of them. There's Unreal Tournament. We haven't heard anything from Unreal Tournament.
That's crazy.
Fucking forever.
Yeah.
So having that on a TV show of that is kind of crazy.
Next up, Starfield DLC, including a look at the Rev 8 land vehicle and other stuff.
I didn't hate Starfield. I kind of got burnt out on it.
Yeah, I think people like Bethesda's like updating it and adding to it, so I think people are like starting to come around to it. I just wish that they would have launched the game complete, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Bethesda's kind of known for being a little janky.
Yeah.
I think the issue was that it kind of just had a boring start.
Yeah.
But the game's fine.
Right.
Monument Valley 3, this was a big deal.
Yeah. It will arrive exclusively on Netflix games December 10th.
So does this mean I can get it on my iPhone?
Yes.
Okay. I will probably play this. Monument Valley is one of my favorite mobile games.
Right. They will also be adding Monument Valley 1 and 2 to Netflix games.
Right. So. I never played 2. Do I need to play 2? I don't even think so.
Arkham Shadow, the next Batman Arkham game, is going to be the meta Arkham Shadow, exclusive to MetaQuest 3. They showed off gameplay of it. It actually does look like an Arkham game, but it's in VR.
I wouldn't.
So I will
it would be anything else.
I will be watching. Yeah, because like they actually tried to replicate like the counter system in it.
So will this be playable on my Quest 2?
No. It is only on the Quest 3.
Well,
so I will be watching a Let's Play of this.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
Masters of Albion.
Yes, this is the spiritual successor to Peter Molyneux's Fable. So Fable.
Really?
So Peter Molyneux created the Fable series.
Right.
He left Lionhead Studio to form his own thing, and he's doing like a Fable type game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. Good for him.
We'll see if it actually lives up to expectations. Squid Game Unleashed, a survival game inspired by the Netflix series Squid Game.
This looks like shit.
Yeah.
Cool idea because it's like Fall Guys but with Squid Game IP.
Have you seen Squid Game?
No.
I've
seen a little bit.
I didn't finish it, but like I've seen like the first few episodes. It's very good. It's actually it's one of those shows that like, you know how like everybody watches the show and everybody says it's good and like you're skeptical of it. It's genuinely very good. I don't understand, like I know I do understand why. Money, but like Terminator reference.
I wasn't Terminator.
Like they keep doing like all these like fun and wacky like spin-offs and stuff of Squid Game, and Squid Game is essentially a horror show. It is terrifying. It is scary. It is brutal. It is dark. It is awful. But like, let's do a Squid Game let's do a Fall Guys knockoff. Let's have a reality show based on Squid Game.
Yeah, literally, like the movie or the show is trying to like prove a point that like this is bad.
It really undermines the point.
And then you're like, let's do a reality show.
Yeah.
Diablo 4,
Vessel of Hatred. Yeah, it's DLC. And that's it.
Okay. I mean, you know what? All in all, pretty good announcements.
Yeah. Decent amount of announcements. Some interesting things here. I finally have a release date for Indiana Jones, so I'm happy. I can go home.
You know what? It's just that I don't know. I guess I'm trying to rationalize why I thought this was a good set of announcements versus why I thought Nintendo's was a bad set of announcements. And I think it just boils down to that I don't like JRPGs. And there's just usually so many JRPGs in a Nintendo announcement.
Right.
And like I'm not that interested in all of these games from Gamescom, but they seem unique and interesting and look cool.
Yeah.
You know? And whereas if you just throw a JRPG in my face, I don't care how unique the mechanics are to the JRPG, I'm never going to be on board.
One of the podcasts I listened to, like they were gonna play Chrono Trigger, and it was one of those things where like, you know, all the hosts were gonna play it, and they encouraged their audience to play it too, to like, you know, so that they can like have a full discussion of it. And I'm like, do I really want to play Chrono Trigger? Do I feel like I want to play Chrono Trigger? And then I found a ROM hack called Chrono Trigger Easy Mode.
Oh,
so I think I'm gonna like, you know, check that out. Maybe I'll be able to plow through the whole game and like experience it for like a dummy's perspective.
So how does easy mode make it easier?
I imagine like it dumbs down the random encounters and like the necessity to like level up every 2 minutes. So I don't know. I'll check it out and I'll let you know.
Okay.
But like that got me excited. More ROM hacks like that, please.
I could be swayed into playing a genre of game that I don't like.
Yeah.
But you know, it will be like, I feel like Persona I might like.
Yeah.
Problem with Persona is that it's 90 hours.
Yeah.
All right, so cool. I think there were some cool announcements at Gamescom. We gotta plow through.
We really do
because we took a long time.
All right. We finally got the Sonic 3 movie trailer.
This was awesome. I really need to watch the second movie because this is exciting.
So yeah, it's Keanu Reeves' Shadow.
That got announced like a few days ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, I heard that already. Also, by the way, I was just here.
Yeah.
Big Ben, you got friggin' the Tower Bridge. I was just there, baby.
There you go. And now they're wrecking it.
But no, it was announced. They just announced officially that Keanu Reeves is Shadow. But it was
like rumored for the longest time.
It was reported months ago.
Yeah.
But I guess it was never officially announced.
Right. So yeah, it looks cool. He's not snowboarding down the streets of San Francisco. So already this movie is a 0 out of 10. I hate it. I don't like it. Also, on that note, judging from the trailer, like the tone of the trailer, the visual aesthetics of the trailer, this doesn't look like an adaptation of Sonic Adventure 2. It looks more like an adaptation of Shadow the Hedgehog.
I think it'll be a mix of everything.
I mean, yeah, but like by the same token, I feel like they jumped out of the helicopter right there, but he's not snowboarding down the streets of San Francisco, so fuck this movie. But like, I just feel like they might not have understood the assignment is what I'm trying to say.
I have faith that there will be a lot from Sonic Adventure 2. You got Maria there. You got
well, she's in Shadow the Hedgehog.
I am really hoping for a big epic Super Sonic Super Shadow fighting
giant lizard
in space. I'm really hoping for that because that could be a really cool moment.
Yeah.
Sonic and Shadow teaming up to beat the shit out of Robotnik could be really cool.
Yeah.
They're gonna do that.
Yeah.
There's no way they don't do that. It's weird that you see at the very end of the trailer. This feels like a huge spoiler,
right?
But there's Robotnik and his grandpa, or whatever,
Gerald Robotnik,
the guy who made Sonic,
Shadow,
sorry, and they're in the same frame, like meeting each other. Why was that in the trailer? That should not have been in the trailer.
It feels like something that should be a surprise in the movie.
Yeah,
I guess they want to like hype up the fact that there's going to be 2 Jim Carreys in this movie.
Yeah. Also, they want to use Jim Carrey because he's the big, the big guy. What happened to the other guy? The main character from the first movie,
Cyclops.
Yeah,
he's in there.
He's in this. I didn't see him at all.
I think that's the thing. I also haven't seen the second one, but I think they are lessening his role as these movies go on, because I think they realize like, oh, people will come see a Sonic the Hedgehog movie for Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, we don't need like a random white male to lead the movie. We're cool with having a little blue guy. Yeah, I guess they're trying to show Jim Carrey as much as they can because he's like the big.
Also,
big
he's fat now, so he's finally character accurate.
Yes, that's cool.
Yeah.
Him meeting his grandpa is weird. That I guess will be very different from the source material.
Unless it's also an adaptation of Sonic CD, which involves time travel. Really don't know what games they're picking from.
I'm excited for that. That seems cool, and I need to see the second one now.
Yeah.
Nintendo Museum happened.
Yes, there was a direct for the museum. Miyamoto walked us through all the cool things that will be in the Nintendo Museum in Kyoto, Japan, opening October 2nd of this year.
It was like 10 minutes long, I think, the announcement for it. It looks like a really cool museum.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a little bit of a focus on having like little mini games throughout the whole museum.
Yeah.
I think you could like accumulate points. It's kind of similar to like how it is at the theme parks, except you can play like actual video games there, and it looks like you can play some games using giant controllers.
Yes.
You got giant Wiimotes, you got a giant N64 controller, you got a giant Famicom controller. So that could be cool.
Yeah.
There was rooms set up where you can use the what did they call this?
Oh yeah, there's a showcase of like the toys from Nintendo's pre-video game era.
Yeah. And there were rooms where you can hit the balls with the bat.
Yeah,
I don't remember what the name of that specific toy was.
Right,
but it's on screen right now. And yeah, you hit things in the room. The rooms are set up like old, like 70s, like Japanese bedrooms and stuff.
Yeah,
and you hit things on the wall and they like react and stuff.
The Ultra Machine.
Is
that what it's called? Yeah.
So it's a little bit of an interactive museum, but of course they have displays of stuff throughout Nintendo's history, which is what I'd be excited to see.
Here's an interesting thing. Visitors can't see every attraction with a single ticket. One odd wrinkle about the Nintendo Museum is that visitors cannot experience all 8 exhibits with a single ticket. As detailed on the official website, digital coins are required to experience the interactive exhibits, and each visitor is only granted 10 coins upon entry. You cannot purchase additional coins once you run out, so as of now, it seems you'll need to visit multiple times to get your hands on everything it has to offer.
That's weird.
Yes. Why does Nintendo have to do things weird? Why can't you just be a normal museum?
My first thought when I saw all of the different interactive exhibits was the lines are going to be crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm not waiting on any lines. So I'd imagine that I'm not playing any of these games.
I mean, unless that's their way to like combat that, you know?
That sounds like what that is. It's their way to combat the massive lines that are going to happen.
Yeah.
My big question, where is the Gulf War Game Boy? We still don't know where it is. They didn't show it in this, so we don't know.
Oh, I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be like the second floor has a gallery of products created and published by Nintendo from the NES until now, so it might be there.
Yeah, I have faith that it's here, but I just want to know that he's okay.
Yeah.
That was a Game Boy that was on display at the Nintendo New York store for many, many years.
Yes.
It went missing like a year ago. They just took it.
It went back to the Nintendo
It went
HQ.
back to Japan.
Yeah.
So we can only assume it went back to Japan because they're putting it in this museum.
Also, you can make your own Harafuna cards in the museum. That's cool.
That's cool. And I think they show you how to play the game, too. All right. I would like to go. That sounds cool. And it opens in October.
Yes.
All right. Next, Sony hikes the price of PlayStation 5 in Japan.
Yes.
By 19%? That's...
Yeah, so the new price of the standard PS5 model will be 79,980 yen, about $554 and will come into effect by September 2nd of this year. Prices for the console in other countries are not affected.
So, previously, they raised the price of the PlayStation 5. Was that in other regions?
It was in Japan and other regions.
So they already raised the price, and they're doing it again?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, that's fucking weird.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I know the PlayStation 5 is doing well. It is successful. People are buying it. Sales are a little slow, but
that's the thing, is that it's successful, it's selling a lot, but there's still more people that it could be sold to, because so many people still have PS4s.
Right.
And they don't feel the need to upgrade. So, this is not going to help that.
No.
They say in the article, challenging economic decision.
Yes.
Japan, the economy is doing really bad in Japan. So that must be why the price hike.
Yeah.
But that's not going to be very good if people are hurting over there.
Yeah.
So this, very strange.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is going to affect sales. FF16 coming to PC, but
also maybe Xbox. So basically, in talking with Noisy Pixel during PAX East, Final Fantasy producer Naoki Yoshida revealed that fans might not need to bid farewell to Final Fantasy 16 just yet. When asked if it's tough for him and the team to say goodbye to the game's characters with the release of the final DLC, it's not over in a sense that we have the PC version. Once the PC version is released, we're thinking of hopefully moving to other platforms as well. So Final Fantasy 16 was released as a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Okay.
And Square Enix basically announced that they're not doing well because they're only releasing games on one system.
Yeah.
So this is basically their way of saying we're going to start releasing Final Fantasy games on other systems because we can't do this anymore.
Didn't realize that it was a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
I think they're the only Japanese video game company that's having problems right now, because they're also, aside from Nintendo, they're the only Japanese video game company that's not releasing games on other systems.
Yeah. Square Enix has been doing rough for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk that Sony was gonna buy them and stuff. No, that game sold really well though.
Yeah.
So, well, I don't know, because Square Enix puts some wild expectations on their own game.
Well, so I know the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth Part 2 of 3 of Final Fantasy Remake didn't hit the same sales numbers as Final Fantasy VII Remake did. And I guess Square thought that it would, even though it's PS5 only and half as many people own PS5s as they do PS4s.
Yeah, I don't know who's doing their targeting.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
So,
good. They should release stuff, especially on PC. There's no harm in releasing it on PC.
Yeah.
It should be relatively easy for you to port the game to PC, and that's just an easy.
Or even Xbox.
Base.
There's a whole there. Believe it or not, there are Xbox gamers who would love to play a Final Fantasy VII game. Or Final Fantasy game in general, who don't want to shell out money for another system.
Okay, so the reason why it might be hard to do PC is you got the system requirement.
Right.
You got to develop it for a bunch of different varying hardware. And the reason why it would be hard for Xbox is the fucking Series S.
Yeah.
You got to develop for the Series
S.
Which is why Wukong, Black Myth.
Black Myth Wukong. Yeah, the greatest game of all time, unless you're woke, and then it's not the greatest game of all time, or some dumb shit like that.
I don't understand that. I remember the first thing I ever heard about Black Myth Wukong was the CEO fucking being super sexist.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's everyone forgot about that immediately. And I was like, isn't this that game where the guy was
shut
up. That's
what the Wolf Mind Virus wants you to think.
And then now the game's out. And then is that one of the stories?
No, it's not one of the stories. It should have been.
But they did this. They freaking had the the fucking requirements,
the embargo requirements,
the embargo for influencers. You can't talk about feminism, and everyone's like, no, that's not true, that's not one of the requirements, and then everyone's like, no, it is one of the requirements.
You can't talk about feminism, COVID-19, all this other nonsense.
I was like, wow, that's crazy that somebody would fake those requirements. And then I think The Verge was like, no, those are real requirements. I was like, what the fuck is happening, and why is everybody playing this game?
10 million players on Steam.
I don't fucking get it.
So, okay, I think I know why 10 million players are playing it on Steam.
Yes, because they're all in China.
Exactly.
And they don't fucking care about feminism over there. And it's the craziest launch of a game I've ever heard.
And it's great because like all the reviews are like, this game is okay at best.
Everyone's like, this is great because we need more games from China to release all over the world, which is, you know,
which is true.
It would be nice to have games from different cultures everywhere.
But
maybe let's not have their requirements imposed on us. You know, that's ridiculous.
Also, maybe just make better games. Don't make like 7 out of 10.
I mean, yeah.
Did you see the one like dumbass? I like retweeted him and he's like, Black Myth Wukong feels like this generation's Ocarina of Time, and you can't argue with that. Finally, the adult Dark Souls we've been waiting all these years for.
The adult Dark Souls?
The adult Dark Souls.
Because that Dark Souls is for little fucking babies.
Not the goddamn Disney Dark Souls we've been getting.
I need a game where I play as a little monkey man fighting gods. That's my adult game.
This is Ocarina of Time for this generation. I love how stupid people are.
I heard it's a boss rush mode.
It's essentially, just a boss rush
mode. Which is
mode.
fine.
Also, apparently, like, aside from the first boss, it's kind of easy.
I mean, look, it looks interesting. It's just all I can get out of my head is the all the controversies.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
San Andreas VR is on hold.
Yes.
Wow.
So in October 2021, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was set to make its way to the Meta Quest 2. And while details on the project were thin, it was said to have been many years in the making. However, not quite 3 years since its initial announcement, Meta now says work on the VR port is on hold indefinitely. In response to a YouTube commenter inquiring as to where GTA San Andreas VR was, the official Meta Quest VR account replied, GTA San Andreas is on hold indefinitely while we focus on other projects. Meta then said that they are looking forward to working with our friends at Rockstar in the future. In a further statement shared with IGN, Meta again confirmed the port was on hold. No further elaboration was given, although this news is perhaps unsurprising. Many had already surmised that the project had been canceled.
I heard people talking about this, saying that's crazy that they would put a project like that on hold, especially with the new Grand Theft Auto coming out. People are going to want to play something like this. It's probably not up to Meta. There's probably a lot of reasons why they would put it on hold.
I think this is indicative of Meta like changing their entire focus, because like they were all in on VR 2 years ago, trying to make the metaverse a thing. They changed the name of the company to try and make the metaverse a thing, but it didn't become the thing. So now they're just shifting focus to AI, and the VR division of the company is like becoming less and less important.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. It still doesn't make sense that they're doing a AAA Batman game exclusive to their latest and greatest platform. But like, if you're not going to put out Grand Theft Auto on your flagship device, that just says to me like you're losing interest in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think that it could. I mean, they have to work with Rockstar on it.
Yeah,
it could be Rockstar's problem too.
I mean,
they could be putting a lot of focus on their new game. You know, there could be. There's a million reasons why this could happen. Oh yeah, this is news. Activision kills the Call of Duty mod.
The creators of an eagerly anticipated mod for Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered say they've been made to cancel it by Activision. H2M is a mod for Modern Warfare Remastered that was set to be released on Friday and promised a refresh take on the multiplayer portion of the original Modern Warfare 2. The mod was set to feature over 50 maps and would also include an updated progression system as well as new attachments and camos that weren't featured in the original game. Modern Warfare 2's original suite of kill streaks were also being included. However, in a short statement posted to Twitter just 5 hours after the posting a trailer, the mod's creators have announced that the release has been canceled. Today, our team members received a cease and desist order on behalf of Activision Publishing in relation to the H2M mod project. We are complying with this order and shutting down all operations immediately and permanently. The mod, which required the base game of Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, was gathering so much hype that it made the game shoot up on the top of the Steam charts, going as high as 4th at one point. The mod was set to combine maps that were already included in Modern Warfare Remastered alongside Modern Warfare 2 maps that the modders had brought forward from the original game.
So, yeah, this sucks. So it was a mod for the 2019 Modern Warfare. No, yes. To add some stuff to the game.
Yeah.
And it was so popular that everybody was buying that version of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess Activision saw that and was like, no, we want people to play Call of Duty HQ. We want everybody to buy all of our to get enticed to buy all of our microtransactions of the game.
Yeah.
It's not enough for people to spend $60 on a fucking 5-year-old game. We'd rather them get suckered into downloading our free-to-play game and buying microtransactions.
Yeah.
The mod required you to own the 2019 version of the game.
Yeah.
So that's why people were buying it. And I don't think they were taking donations or anything. I tried to look into it. I was trying to figure out why legally they would be pushed to close the game.
Mm-hmm.
And it just looks like they got bullied into closing it. I don't know. It sucks. I don't know what they could have done, how they could have fought it, but it probably would have cost them a lot more money than it would have been worth.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not fun.
Yeah,
that's not cool. And this is why we need protections for mods.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else?
Fortnite's back at the on the iPhone in Europe. Epic Games is back on iOS thanks to the launch of the Epic Games Store on mobile platforms. Epic's games and app marketplace is available now to download on iPhones in the European Union and on Android devices worldwide. The mobile version of the Epic Games Store, which launched on Mac and Windows in 2018, includes 3 Epic-made games: Fortnite, including Fortnite Battle Royale, Lego Fortnite, Rocket Racing, and Fortnite Festival, Rocket League Sideswipe, and Fall Guys. Epic says it's working with outside developers to bring their games and apps to the Epic Games Store on mobile, and is also launching its games through third-party stores called Alt Store.
I did not know that Fall Guys was on mobile.
I think
pretty cool.
Epic owns the Fall Guys developer.
Now they do.
Yeah. So there you go. If you're in Europe, you can Fortnite again. Not us in America, the greatest country in the world. Thanks, Biden.
I think Holy Lettuce says it's coming in November.
Here?
That's what he said.
USA!
Activision's gonna do something about the Call of Duty download sizes. Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, okay. They're not doing a good job. We'll just put it that way.
A big update that brings file optimizations. Yeah, right. I don't buy it.
Call of Duty games have famous giant file sizes. Ahead of the October 25th launch of Black Ops 6, Activision is going to make some changes so that Call of Duty titles don't take up as much space, including separating Warzone from the default download for the annual games. The default separation of Warzone is happening soon on August 21st. That's what happened already.
That's not already separate?
No.
That's insane.
Alongside the launch of Season 5 Reloaded, as part of that, when you download the annual Call of Duty game, you'll also be able to opt in to also download Warzone if you want. If you just want to download Warzone, that will still be an option as well. With Season 5 Reloaded, Activision also says that it is going to rely more on texture streaming, and players will be able to pick between optimized, the default, or minimal streaming. In mid-October, Activision plans to introduce new user interface for browsing all of your Call of Duty games too. To prepare for these changes, Activision says you're going to have to download a big update as part of the Season 5 rollout that will reorganize the game files and add new tech to prep the way for the full player interface. After that update is done, Activision says the Call of Duty footprint will go down because of the file optimization. PS5 players will also have to download a series of updates because of differences in file organization.
We're working on making the game smaller, but
First,
we're
we gotta
gonna make
it
the
bigger.
big game bigger first. Also, new user interface. Look at all of these games that are in Call of Duty HQ.
That remember when you used to just buy a game
and then you get the game,
yeah,
and then that's the game, and that's it.
They found a way to make it so difficult. It's not fun.
We're getting so old.
We are.
I'm thinking about. I've been thinking about how old we're getting.
Yeah.
And one of the things that saddens me greatly is that kids these days they got like 4 games to play.
Yeah.
We used to, every time a new game came out, it was like the most exciting thing.
Yeah.
Everybody was playing that game, and then everybody would talk about that game.
Everyone was playing that game, but they were also like, play another game, and then another game.
And maybe every friend was playing a different game, and you'd all talk about it and share the games and stuff. And now it's just everyone's
playing like 4 games.
Fortnite and Valorant, and that's the same, like 3 games.
Yeah.
Lenovo Legion Go is trying to become the Nintendo Switch, says Gizmodo.com.
Yes. Basically, the Lenovo Legion Go is Lenovo's releasing accessories for the Legion Go that are basically very Switch-like, starting with a $50 Legion Go charging connector, which will be familiar to if you've ever used the Joy-Con grip. It's meant to charge each of the detachable controllers on the Legion Go, but it turns them into a controller that will be far more familiar to anybody that's played a single game in the past 3 decades. There's a USB-C port on the controller to keep it charged for longer.
This is interesting because first of all, the Lenovo Legion Go didn't sell that great.
Right.
I don't know if it sold well to Lenovo, but I know the user base is pretty small.
Right.
Also, the controllers, they're very good, but if you start the system up without the controllers attached, it can't connect to the controllers.
Really?
As far as I know, maybe they updated it, but when I reviewed it, that's how it works. So now I always just make sure that they're connected when I turn the system on. So if you have an accessory like this, it's going to incentivize people to leave them attached to the accessory, and I don't know if it's going to work the way that people want it to work,
Also announced is an official dock for the Legion Go.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, having a dock is cool, and having an official one, I guess, is cool.
Yeah.
But you can use any dock.
The dock
really
has an Ethernet port, HDMI 2.1, and 2 USB-A Type A ports.
You know what? I'll say you can use any dock, really.
Yeah.
But the ones that are normally used for the Steam Deck, the cables aren't long enough.
Yeah.
Because the Lenovo is very big. So I guess this is good to have.
Yeah. There's also a $30 carrying case that's larger than the one you get with the Legion Go, which may be better for schlepping around all your new accessories.
That I don't. It comes with a case.
Yeah, but now you have a bigger case for all of your crap.
What? Like everyone has one already, and now you're gonna buy a second one. Now you have 2 cases.
Yo, dog, I heard you like cases.
It's weird. All right, that's everything, right?
That's it.
All right, that's so great.
Yeah, that's so Raven.
Now we will talk to you.
Well,
wait,
no, you've been gone for so long, you forgot.
I forgot how this works. You know what? This one looks great. We'll do this one. How about that?
No.
Tweet of the week.
This is from LS1389, and it says, "Bro, Shadow literally looks so good," and it's Shadow, but they put the original Sonic movie's face on it. And I forgot
that lasted up until
I forgot that that's what he looked like. It's amazing that they were able to turn it around so quickly. All right, now we will talk to you guys.
Yes, let's start with people who left comments on last week's WULFF Den Podcast over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/WULFF Den Podcast.
I saw people in the chat were saying that apparently the big controversy with the CEO of the Black Myth Wukong guy, apparently that was a mistranslation from IGN, and everybody hates IGN now because of it. So I guess I'll have to look in. But if that's true, why are they telling everybody they cannot mention feminism in their reviews? That seems weird. It seems like they're admitting something.
We're just asking questions, folks.
I'm just asking questions. Josie from 2 weeks ago's WULFF Den podcast. You guys yelling at each other reminded me so much of me and my brother. When we were kids, we once argued nearly every day for an entire summer if a lightsaber could or could not cut through Wolverine's adamantium claws. Gotta love our arguments between brothers. Don't fucking start this. The canon of adamantium is that nothing can go through it. Or there are very few things that can go
through it. Yeah.
Or am I thinking of vibranium? That's different.
Vibranium is different.
So what's stronger, adamantium or vibranium?
I don't know actually. Cuz like vibranium like is better at absorbing like energy.
Okay.
But like adamantium is just like incredibly strong. I don't know if that's necessarily like one is stronger than the other. I do know, like, in the original trilogy, there are some moments where lightsabers do not go through metal. Like when, like in Empire, when they're like on the walkway and they're bouncing their lightsabers off the railings don't break.
Also, the armor, the Boba Fett's armor. What's
the Beskar armor.
Beskar armor, supposedly lightsabers can't go through Beskar.
Right.
And so it sounds like Beskar is kind of like adamantium or vibranium. I don't know why we're getting on this. Also, Sean, No Banana Suits in the chat says, I watched Alana Pierce's coverage. Definitely wasn't a mistranslation. No one could source the mistranslation.
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right. Again, why would they put it in the fucking notes for the reviews? Anyway.
We're just asking questions.
I'm just asking questions. 7 says, I love how the character creator carries over through the Mass Effect trilogy. I completed all 3 back on Xbox 360 and recently bought the Legendary Edition on Steam. Still had my name Shepard code, so I could just type it in and she was right there. It meant so much because she is my personal Shepard. Oh my god. And I can't imagine the character having Jennifer Hale's same voice but looking different.
I mean, that was a big thing because we talked about Mass Effect on the backlog last time. That was like the big thing. Like, because of all the dialogue options and the personalization to your character, it really became your character that you were with through this like 90-hour odyssey through space and whatnot. So like, I get that.
That sounds like the coolest thing about Mass Effect is having the character go through all the different games. And I didn't know you can bring it over to the Steam version by just having a code.
That's cool. Yeah,
very cool. Mr. Fixit says, seriously, the best entertainment news of my week. Thanks, Will and Bob, for keeping this going. It is appreciated. Well, I'm sorry we missed a week. You guys are awesome. Bob has me planning my own custom fight pad, and Will always has me wanting to read more comics. Thank you for being here. Barry says, I hate it when dad and dad fight. Won't somebody think of the children, the viewers? And Mr. Sneck says, are either of you going to play Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2? No. Doesn't sound like I will. All right, now we're in the chat. God help us. Guys, my toe problem is just a mistranslation, and you are not allowed to talk about my non-existent toe problem. Okay. What's your guys' thoughts on the limited run Shadow Generation physical edition? It looks awesome. It's Sonic and Shadow standing on top of a Dreamcast.
Oh,
it's really cool.
Okay, yes, I have seen that.
Among other things that it comes with, but that's really the only thing that I want. It's $250, I think, and I do not want to think of a place to put that.
Yeah.
So I am not going to get it.
Yeah, no, it's cool, but like it's not $250 cool.
I got too much shit.
Yeah. I'm proud of myself. I decided I'm not going to get the McFarlane Toys Kickstarter spawn, the medieval spawn, even though it looks fucking awesome. I just can't justify spending $60 and then another $20 for shipping.
It's for me, it's just the first thing I think of is where is it gonna go?
Yeah.
And I don't have anywhere for these things. From the Sonic 3 trailer, I think Maria will die from an explosion and not being shot. Not sure if you guys noticed that. No, I didn't get that. Again, there's different my understanding is that there's different canons. Is that she gets shot in the show, in the Sonic X show, and also Shadow the Hedgehog, the game. I don't know what it is in the game. I'm imagining she gets shot in the game. But in Sonic Adventure 2, she blows up in space.
Yes.
My canon is Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah. I'm going to see if like the Sonic fandom wiki says anything.
Lord DC says, I will be highly disappointed if she does not get shot. She is a child in this movie, so I'd imagine she's not getting shot.
According to the wiki, Maria ended
What wiki is this?
The Sonic fandom wiki.
Okay. So it's just Maria the character.
Maria Robotnik. Maria saved Shadow by initiating his escape pod launch with him inside it. However, the gun soldiers were right behind them, and Maria ended by being mortally wounded by a gun soldier's gunshot.
So what's the source? Because that I saw in the Sonic X show. That's literally what happens in the show.
Sonic Battle for the Game Boy Advance.
What the fuck? What?
That's what it links to.
Okay.
With her last strength before saying goodbye, Maria asked Shadow to protect the world for her sake and give everyone a chance to be happy, just as the Black Hedgehog was jettisoned from the Ark afterwards. As Maria perished, her parting words were, "Bring hope back to humanity."
For the record, these are the cutscenes in Sonic Battle.
Have you ever played this game?
Like this? No, I've never played this game.
It's a weird game. It's like a Sonic arena fighter. It's not great.
I need to see the Maria cutscene in this. Maybe they just talk about it.
Maybe.
All right.
We'll get back to you.
We'll get back to you. Bob, how do you like the X100-6? That is the Fujifilm camera. It fucking rules. It took me a while to kind of figure out everything about it, but I like it a lot. I'm gonna talk about it a lot in this week's video, so it's great. The only problem with it is that it's like impossible to get. Guys, there are more people watching this podcast than people playing Concord right now. Yeah, that game's on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really.
Yeah,
I mean, I understand it's a PlayStation game, so I'd imagine more people are playing on a PlayStation. I don't know why they decided to make the game.
Well, because there was a whole push to do more live service games and more online games. You know, from the company that was known for prestige single player experiences.
Mm.
You know, I think they're like trying to phase that out, like doing all the live service games, but like they already had so many live service games in development that they're going to see those through the completion, like Concord, like Marathon. I'm sure something else out there. So
it just looks so bland.
I know.
E-Code says she gets shot in Sonic Adventure 2. Remember her hunching over? No, I remember the whole space station blowing up and then falling out. Am I getting it confused with Trigun?
Maybe.
Which has a very similar dynamic.
Does. Yeah.
Adamantium, not the same as it used to be. Butter knife could cut through it now. Okay.
I do remember in The Wolverine, he gets his adamantium claws cut off. But I think that's because they used a heated adamantium sword to do that.
I was going to say it's another adamantium.
Yeah.
What about the new Valorant character? I just got into Valorant recently. She looks great. She comes out tomorrow. I'm excited to try. Helldivers 2 was a PlayStation game and it did better on Steam than on PlayStation.
Oh, that's right, it did.
Yeah, that would be bad
if
Concord has less players. Best thing about Concord is its DualSense. What's the DualSense part?
I guess DualSense on PC.
Well, I'd imagine that it does. The DualSense does something for the game. Surely after Lawbreakers, these companies would realize there isn't any more space in the hero shooter genre. Well, you got Deadlock coming out.
Yeah.
People are saying it's like the best thing ever. So.
I mean, like, you would think after Suicide Squad, people would, relax on live service games. But no, you'd be wrong.
Nope. All right. That's it. Do we have any notifications that I missed? Ganthet, thanks for the 100 bits. Ethel, thanks for the 58 months. You should do a stream where your mom judges the Sicilian voice acting of the Mafia game. She does not want to be on camera.
No.
I don't know if that would.
But we got to figure out a way to get her reaction.
No, we got to definitely sit her in front of it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Thanks for hanging out, everybody.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chatting with us. As always, the WULFF Den Podcast is every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/WULFFDEN. If you can't make the show for any reason at all, we always put it up as an archive version over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/WULFFDEN Podcast, so you can go and check us out over there on demand whenever you want. But if you prefer to listen to us rather than watch us, then you can do that as well, because we're also an audio podcast on any and every podcast service, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcasts, Audible.com even. But no matter where you get the show from, folks, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us, because that helps us with placement on all of those respective platforms.
All right, go say hello to AJ. I will have a video this week about all the stuff that I brought with me on my trip. And that's that. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next. See you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.